Good evening. It is a fine evening on the Third Wheel Podcast. This is our first time shooting at this hour of the day. However, it'll probably be released at a random time on Sunday. How are you today, Shaps?
You know what? I'm doing fine, mighty fine. Love the evening. And look at that beautiful sunset.
That we had to cover up because the glare was right in my eyes, and
Honestly.
it was hurting quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had a great productive day. How about yourself, sir?
You know what? Yes. A lot of activities.
Yeah, I bet. I just got back from the Scarborough Renaissance Festival here in Texas.
Oh.
Have you been before?
I have been multiple times.
Okay, how many times have you gone?
Probably 3 times.
Only 3?
It's like kind of it's a tradition, but it's kind of like an early tradition. Like it only started a few years ago.
Okay, so is this something you were always wanting to go to and then you finally just did it?
I actually went because a friend of mine interpreted one of their shows there. And so we got like free tickets or whatever. And then ever since, me and my friend just make it a point to go every year to see if we ever like can top the previous years. We don't do anything crazy. We just want to try to have a good time, essentially.
You talking about sign language interpretation?
Yes.
That's cool. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Did they just start that?
No,
that
she
year?
started a long time. She went to school for it. She started a while ago. But in order to be certified, I believe you need a certain amount of hours. So I think she either got paid or she volunteered to interpret one of their productions.
Gotcha. No, see, my mom was interpreting this year. That's why we went.
Sweet.
I've gone every year for quite a while, and actually this year I kind of just wasn't feeling it. Last year it wasn't as lively, and like I dress up. I'm not gonna lie about it to my viewers because I'm a nerd, so I dress up. And last year I think I had the best costume there, and I was like, man, and I'm not bragging. It was just like I didn't feel like anyone tried that time. So I was like, ugh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then this year though, when I went, I was definitely underdressed. I had the same costume, but everyone else went all out this year, and then there were more people playing the guitars, the lutes, all that, like flutes.
Oh, dude, I love that stuff.
Yeah, everybody was doing that today. It was a lively time. It was
you know what? Maybe it's like super post COVID. That might be it.
Maybe. I know they had a big performer die, I think, last year. And I say performer. It was this big dude that wears chainmail. He sits at the front with his giant axe.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah,
He died?
He died. Yeah.
Oh,
he just, like, I don't know if it was at the show or not, but he just, like, had a heart attack, like, on the spot and just dropped dead. I want to say it was at the festival.
That's awful.
Yeah, he just died.
Man, he had a really cool look, too. That's awesome.
Yeah, he looked great. He was a big part of the atmosphere. Everyone knew him, so it's a shame. But heart attacks do not discriminate. But this year, my mom was doing ASL for one of the shows, and it was she did really good. It was fun to watch, and I'm glad she got to get her practice in. She graduates next weekend.
Nice.
And then I'll be taking a trip to Minnesota. I'm taking her to a convention or training where they're going to do more stuff about it.
That's awesome.
So, do you ever dress up to those to Renaissance?
No, I never was that creative, at least in that department. However, this year, I kind of promised my friend that we would go as Jedi and Sith. So. Ugh. You know what? Hate all you want.
I do.
Hate all you want, but it's going to be at least fun for us. That's all it was all about.
I guess, but like there are people there that dress up. Like I saw a Spider-Man costume.
That's what I'm saying. It's not that bad.
And it wasn't a Renaissance Spider-Man costume.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been.
Yeah,
but no, that would have been awesome. But no. So like at least what we're having robes. So at least we fit in. Like we have a black and brown robe, and then occasionally we'll pull out our lightsabers and start fighting. But that could be interpreted, as like wizards or. So last year,
I'm giving him a weird look, and that's why he's trying to shake up how he speaks to me. Because I actually can't stand people like him that just go and dress up at just whatever.
No, it's not a whatever. I'm telling you, it can be interpreted as whatever you think. It could be
you're using lightsabers,
wizards fighting with mage weapons. You see, you had me bring out my inner nerd right there.
I'm seeing you flop like a fish on land, trying to desperately gasp for water.
Okay, you know what? Speaking of Scarsborough, there was last year, let me tell you, I got into a fight with one of the pretzel guys.
Oh, tell me about this.
Yeah, so the guys who hold the pretzel sticks where they have the... they give them to you.
Those are the guys I seek out first.
Okay,
I love giant pretzels.
Yeah, yes. Those are good, right? So this one guy walked up to us, and I was wearing like a shirt that had like a camera on it. It was like a work shirt one time I had or it was like a thanks for helping us out, here's a shirt kind of thing. It was like black and white, and it had like a camera on it. This guy walks up to me and says, without any other, prior engagement, "You're way too young to be wearing that." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "That shirt, you're way too young to be wearing that." I'm like, do you know what this is? And he says, yeah, I do. Do you know what that is? I'm like, I guess not. I thought I did. Thank you. And he walks off, and there was this lady there who was way wasted. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was really good acting. Shoot, never mind. It wasn't acting. She was wasted. She was dressed up, but it was absolutely wasted. And he would occasionally yell out free, not free pretzels, but great pretzels here, hot pretzels, and she would hype him up, but also somehow heckle him. Be like, oh yeah, get your hot pretzels here if you want to. Keel over and die early. But she would circle him, and she was really obnoxious. I'm just man, this sucks. I hate this. Why am I here? This is the worst thing ever. And then I wanted a pretzel really bad, but I was I cannot accept a pretzel from him. I'm not giving him my money. I'm not gonna let him win over this.
You seem to draw people that are for no reason just want to pick a fight with you.
Yeah, I know.
I don't get it. It's just you tell me that story about the cigar thing, and the guy's he just hears you say, "Yeah, I was suffering. Yeah, I was hurting last week." He's hurt.
He's hurt. You don't know what hurting is. You don't know what being hurt means. Have you ever had a baby die on your hands in the middle of a war? Yeah. And I'm what?
And then, this random pretzel guy, you just think you're putting on a nice shirt and you're gonna have a good time. You don't know where that shirt's from. And he's starts crying.
You want to fight? You want to fight? Yeah. Why do you wear that? You know what my father did, right? I'm
yeah. There's that girl from the 70s who reminds him he broke up. She broke up with them on the spot.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I was just trying to forgive it. Well, yeah. I remember my first time going to Renaissance. Now, I don't remember the age, but I think I was 16, 17.
Sure.
And it blew me away. It kind of reminded me of, now, when you're younger, everything blows you away.
Oh, yeah.
But it just, when I watched Lord of the Rings for the first time, the first one, it just, that shaped who I was, for better or worse.
Oh.
My personality, nerd stuff, sword and shield, Renaissance. So we get there, and it's just I am blown away by the costumes, the people. I accidentally bumped into a lady. She's begging your pardon. Just give me the. I was oh, that was so cool. It was an accident.
Yeah.
And then again, the guy who just died last year, he's standing there with the big sword or axe, whatever. And I was well, that dude's cool. He adds to the atmosphere. There's people playing. There's jesters walking around. There are guys that just juggle for fun. But now it's now they took those tiny acts that you find on the street, and I don't know if all the older acts are quitting, and that's probably why things are going the way they're going, where it's less lively.
A weird transition period.
Yeah, because the guys that you saw that would just juggle for fun on the street, now they're actually parts of the show. They get a show with a slot, and it used to be those slots were provided for the crazy big performers with something really cool to show you.
Yeah.
But they started restocking some of the cooler acts. So I'm hoping that they restore the guy that juggles, the guy that plays music. I hope they keep putting those guys back where they belong. Not that they don't add to the show as a whole or to the festival, but there are those things that need to stay on the sidewalk or the walkway, and just add to the atmosphere. Then you got the guys that are super talented coming up and taking up show slots. So we need to do those again. So this past time we had a really cool lady who was on America's Got Talent, Italy's Got Talent. She joked about how I don't know how I ended up on that show, but and she was on some other reality show, Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Oh wow.
She was on that, and she trained rats and she trained cats to do stuff and go through hoops and do the obstacle course. That's cool. We need more of those things, I do enjoy those old acts from the past. Some of them are still there and they still do it every year, and it's but they're getting older. I mean, I remember seeing them 15 years ago or so now, and it's now it's we need to make room for the new stuff, so I don't know.
One of my favorite memories of Renaissance Fair, it's so simple, but it was literally these two old guys who had two chessboards in front of them. And yeah, you would pay them, but you can pay them to play with them. But they kept voices up the whole time, and it was just super sweet and wholesome.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun, just doing that, something as simple as that. There's something about it, just like any convention or whatnot, where everyone's involved, or at least most everyone's involved, and the atmosphere changes. It just kind of. Obviously, you don't really feel like you're in the Middle Ages. It just kind of feels like you're somewhere else, not in the world,
Exactly.
It just feels great. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I still felt that way when I left. When you're in there, man, this is a whole new thing. And when I left, I was okay, I'm back in the real world. There's everybody's car. I take off my hat. My hat chokes me the whole time. It's I have a giant head. I don't know if y'all noticed, but anytime I wear a hat, I got a headache by the end of the day. But, it was still a lot of fun. Everything's still very overpriced. So today, I wore a jester outfit, and I put the clown nose on, and it was windy, and it kept falling off. So I was okay, so when we're sitting down to eat, I took off the nose, and I stuck it down in my mug. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. It's not gonna blow away. Forgot the nose was in there. So she brings my tea, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna dump it in this cup. And so I dump it in the cup. Forgot the nose is in there, and suddenly my nose has sweet iced tea in there.
Please tell me that someone saw that.
No, nobody saw it. But let me tell you what happened though. The mug was broken. I've had that mug for like 2 years, 3 years now.
Oh,
and
dude.
so the as soon as I poured it in, it started leaking. And so I didn't just like get my nose wet. I got I filtered the sweet tea through the nose and then out onto the ground. I was like,
Dude,
that's
the most gestury thing you could have possibly done.
I was say,
you could have played into that.
I was saying, I'm playing the part today.
Like literally, like, excuse me, man, can I have some more? It's leaking out, you know? Like,
right.
oh, dude, that'd be great.
Well, last year I wasn't prepared for all the amount of people that walked up to me and was like, tell me a joke. And I was like, your mom. Like, I had no clue what to say. Like, so many people were just like, because like I looked the part, it looked great. And then and it looked good this year. But I get up, last year I went up to people to buy stuff and they're like, oh, tell me a joke. And I was like, I wasn't prepared for this. I don't know. Wow. And I don't ever have that issue. I always know what to say, but not last year.
Gosh, mighty. Well, that's exciting. I can't wait to go. I'm going in a few days.
Yeah,
so.
I'm excited. No, it was fun. I almost didn't go just because like my mom was in it this year, so I was like, okay, cool, that sounds great. Mm-hmm. So sweet. Yep. So guys, I'm excited for today's show.
Oh boy!
As the title, I'm gonna put the food we're gonna try today in the title.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kicker. It is. Shaps has no idea what I'm about to bring up today, so I hope y'all are excited for that. I cannot tell you how much he's gonna hate me after this, but it's okay. Because it's worth it for views. All 10 of them.
Okay.
Did you see what happened with Steve Crowder, Shaps?
All I know is that he is divorced now, and he kept it kind of secret for a few months.
Actually, is it finalized?
Or separated? I thought he was divorced.
I don't know about...
I heard the word divorce.
I know. So. I don't know if it's finalized or not yet. But
I watched his video on it, and apparently, regardless if he's divorced or not, he's kept it under wraps since November, December of last year.
Okay.
And no one really publicly knew about it until very recently when people started opening up about it.
Well, there's something Shaps did not know about, and this kind of boggles my mind, is that there was ring footage of his backyard next to the pool of him being super abusive emotionally or maybe verbally to his wife. Mm-hmm. Did you not hear anything about that?
No, I didn't hear about that, no.
Yeah, okay, it's really bad. Now, I've tried to watch the full video. I didn't look super hard, but it's not just up on YouTube for you to see.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was successful in getting people to take it down, but there's a ton of reaction videos. There's plenty of people that you can go and get the full video, but...
How do people get that?
I don't know. That's the thing, because Ring, isn't that owned by Amazon?
Yeah, it has an Amazon server, but dude, the fact to get that out of there, I don't know. That's
somebody just had to have known it was his house and was like, oh, cool, somebody working over at Amazon or whoever works the Ring cameras.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so his pregnant wife, dude, she was trying to go get groceries and she was trying to take the car. Again, I haven't seen the full video. I've only seen the parts of it, and I'm trying to go based off my memory. Yeah. But they were trying to... she was trying to take the car, and he's like, no, you're not taking the car. And she's pregnant with his twins at this point. Yeah. And he's like, you're gonna Uber there. And then she's she's just trying to get away from the conversation. He's like, you need to learn some discipline when I tell you to do something. And dude, he's going at her.
Holy crap.
And apparently he was saying a whole bunch of really bad stuff whenever they were off camera. So the Ring camera's still going, but she goes to the kitchen and he chases after her. And he's almost borderline threatening her. And it's it's bad. I don't know. We've had our talks about Steve Crowder before. I actually don't like him that much.
I mean, after the whole him breaking his deal with, or not breaking his deal, but turning down the deal with Daily Wire and then going after them.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. That he handled that poorly. Mm. Before that, if we're talking about his style of videos, his Change My Mind series, I enjoyed it to an extent, but I get tired of people just debates stress me out because nobody ever wins, nobody ever. Changes their mind on anything, and I was just like, I'm not feeling this, dude. I watched a few of them, and some of them were good, but at the I get sick of that reality stuff. I don't know. Sure. Do you like reality TV at all?
Well, that's different than reality TV. You mean reality TV, produced reality TV, or kind of actual run up to someone with a microphone reality?
I guess that one.
Okay.
Yeah, the second one, the walking up.
They're different, but
I guess so.
One's actually scripted.
What would you qualify it as then? What he does?
I guess spontaneous interview, or it's more, he's not really like debating people, because you're right, he's not looking to actually learn anything. He's just there to educate. So it's an education. Sure. I would label it as educational video, like live educational or something, real-time education, whatever you may say about it.
Yeah.
I definitely like, there's a lot of them that I definitely enjoy. I always thought that sometimes he can go a little too far just on like harshness. But then like people can also go way too far on him. So like I get where he's coming from in that area. I really don't like his talk show. He goes way too overboard for me sometimes. Just like, it's weird. He has like two different personalities, it seems. Like when he's talking to people and Change My Mind, you can see he looks incredibly sympathetic.
Yeah.
And he's willing to listen to what the other person has to say. Listen to them. Not necessarily agree with them, but like listen to them. And he generally is like listening to them. And whenever he's like being compassionate, I generally believe he's being compassionate. I think that deep down that's who he really is. But then like, I don't know if it's a comedian in him or like this political rage monster in him that kind of just takes over for all the other stuff. I don't really feel like the other stuff is real. Like his talk show, I don't feel like he's being real. I don't always feel like he's being real with Change My Mind. I feel like generally, like when he gets down to like that compassion level, like that's where he really is.
Yeah.
On his best. On his worst, obviously, is what we've seen in this video. Definitely, I haven't seen the video, but that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's not like totally unbelievable anymore. But just because like, I don't know, when you set the bar by going after your best friends, and throwing them under the bus, and like disclosing very personal information and recording them, like you've crossed a certain line. And then he divided audiences. A lot of people on his platform are also subscribers to Daily Wire, and because he did this, he's kind of calling for a line in the sand. Yeah, kind of like what Eminem did all those years ago, where like he's telling his fans, you need to split up, essentially, go with me or go with them. And that just like, I don't know, that's not unification. That is just completely destruction. That's not building conversation. That's segregation, like right there. So it says a lot about his personality. Maybe he's just, I don't know, in a really, 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 really rough spot right now mentally. I think he probably needs help.
Yeah, well, you know, one of his co-hosts quit, right? Like Dave Launder.
Oh, yeah, I think I heard about that.
Yeah, but he was saying like he's very controlling and like just, I mean, he listed other things, scheduling conflicts. He accuses cohorts of jealousy,
right?
All that stuff, and it's just like control. So like his buddies now are even like, dude, like this guy's crazy.
I mean, how can you, especially if that video comes out, you know, like, I don't know, if you were in that position, like if you were one of his friends, you know, or one of his co-hosts, and like this all happens, what goes through your head? Do you just like get up and leave, or would you be his friend first and co-host second? You know, like, what would you do? That's
a good question. So if it turned out a big crazy controversy that you,
of course, me, right?
We're crazy, controlling, and like, I don't know. I wouldn't have started this with you had I thought it would be that big of an issue. And so far it hasn't. We're about, I think this is episode 15. I might be crazy. It could be 16. But we haven't had any any issues, I don't think, other than like, hey, I can't make it this week or something.
Right.
So that's been very good. But like, let's just say, first off, if I thought you would have been that way, I probably wouldn't have asked you to be a co-host.
Yeah.
And that's nothing personal. It's just like, because I've had it before. A long time ago with a friend, I wanted to do a gaming channel. And when I was like, hey, let's do it, we had a great dynamic. Yeah. But then when we started working together, we couldn't come to grips on anything. I had a fixed vision for what the show I wanted it to look like.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't want to do that. But, personalities, it would have been great, I thought. We had such a stupid, great dynamic. Yeah. But with that, I realized, like, sometimes you can't work with your friends, and it sucks, because, like, it should be something simple. But, so that'd be the first thing, would be, like, I wouldn't have asked you had I thought it would have been that big of an issue. On the secondly, if you had flipped the switch and went 100%.
Off the wall. Crazy.
Yeah, let's just say today you just went crazy on me. I got it on video, so ha. But, no, I don't know. We talk about it. It would take a lot for me to be like, hey, bro, this isn't working. You can't be my co-host anymore. But it would just depend on what you did. Is it like, you can't make it a bunch of times? I'd start looking at that. If you couldn't make it like 5 weeks in a row, it's like, dude, what the heck? It hasn't been that big of an issue. Or if you were like, every time you got on, you're like, hey, look, dude, I'm not drinking that. And then, like, it's on the it started leaking into the show, like, hey,
Right,
I'm not drinking that food today, bro. And we're recording, you know,
Right.
you know, we're like fighting on the microphone,
Like
you
bad
know,
sportsmanship.
and I have to cut that out, you know. It's like I cut out our fight, and then you hear a hard transition from like, I can't wait to try what we got today, and then the next time is like, oh, okay.
That was so good.
Yeah, it's just gonna be me eating it today, guys. Like, to where you could clearly tell there was something that went on in between cuts.
Yeah.
But it would take a lot for me to be like, hey, this isn't working out, because like we've already started off 15 episodes in. I think if there were going to be any major conflicts, we would have figured it out by now.
Sure.
But
the only thing that really like isn't there is that, I mean, this is a reason a lot of people have falling outs is when money gets involved.
Yeah, for sure.
Or with fame. Usually they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of YouTube pairs, like great pairs, seemingly, you know, they act like the best of friends. They seem like the best of friends. And then like one thing happens and then they're gone. They're like mortal enemies or something.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's always messy. It's because they usually Twitter, remember a few episodes ago? Usually it's a Twitter war. Yeah. And they bring the public in on it for some reason.
Yeah.
No one can freaking keep an NDA, apparently. So yeah, it's seen that over and over and over again. I'm not afraid that's going to happen. It's more like I just know like no one's immune to it. So
I guess so.
It's kind of weird, you know? You don't know what's going to happen until it happens.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of interested. I think we do have a good dynamic, but also like we've never had like a real like super big argument over anything, and I think that's really good.
Well, also I think like from the very beginning we just kind of both realized, you know what, we're 99% chance we're never going to make any money off of this.
Oh goodness, no.
Like even if we did, I'm not like super motivated by money anyway.
Right.
Like
I would be.
I'm not in this world to make money.
Yeah.
Genuinely. So like I don't know. I know I can talk all big now, but like it really doesn't. It changes a lot, you know, when things go wrong. And like, say we do get big, and there is a controversy, because controversy is just around every corner. Apparently.
Yeah, because like, you know, we've taken shots at people like bigger YouTubers. Like, imagine if we were big too and we started taking shots.
And then it'd be real bad.
We'd be starting doing response videos. We'd be getting invitation to that person's podcast,
and
all
then
sorts
diss
of stuff.
Tracks, and then boxing matches.
Yeah, y'all don't want to hear me do a diss track. Yeah. But,
no, dude, it's a crazy industry, and part of me is so thankful not to be famous. Mm-hmm. You know,
he won't let me make him famous, guys. If we got 1 billion views tomorrow, he still would not say his name. He wouldn't let me record him. All that good stuff.
In case you're all wondering, yeah, that's part of the reason. I'm just like, I don't know, like if I ever had to come back to this, you know, I don't want it to ever put too much of myself out there.
Yeah.
Because I always want to keep, you know, stuff personal. Like, okay, yeah, it's horrible what Steven Crowder did. I'm more shocked that the freaking Ring camera that's supposed to be his property recorded him and somehow leaked to the internet.
Yeah.
That's scary to me.
That is terrifying.
Like, you can't freaking be anywhere without being recorded by someone nowadays.
Well,
for better or for worse.
Let's go back to that then, because we did get off a little tangent, but that's fine. Half an hour already? What the heck?
Ooh, what?
No. On him, yes, I'm with you. That shouldn't have been leaked, but what the heck, dude? Like, because his wife was like double pregnant, and she had a big stomach in that video, like as all pregnant women do. But he's like talking down to her.
He's got to have something mentally wrong with him.
Yeah, and like I don't know, maybe this might lead. It might not. It might lead to a bigger talk about abuse in general. But I was like, man, I cannot stand that stuff. I can't stand it when guys are just doing that to their really pretty wives, girlfriends, whatever, and they're just treating them like garbage. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know how that happens. I mean, I hear all sorts of stuff. I've taken classes on spousal abuse and child abuse, and like, I guess to an extent I get how it happens, but like, or like somebody's psyche just a little bit, because there's no excuse for it really. But I can see how how they grew up, how they've been hurt in the past, all that stuff, environmental factors, how that plays into abuse and whatever kind. I get how somebody might start thinking that way, but I don't see, maybe just nobody told them like, hey bro, you can't do this, you can't treat people like this, co-workers, wives, whatever. I truly don't get it. I could never be any type of abusive, especially toward a woman. Like, that would, oh man, I can't even picture some of the stuff I see these people doing to their spouse, and it's like, oh, I can't even picture doing something like that. It makes me kind of sick to my stomach. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
It's hard to say. Like,
well, hard to say whether or not you'd be abusive? No, I was kidding.
No. What I mean is, you like to say that about yourself, but here's a crazy thing. They probably said that about themselves as well.
Yeah. Or they just like don't see.
They don't understand.
Or maybe they're not as bad as how they've been treated, and they're like, oh, I'm nothing like that. You know,
it could be, or just like complete disillusion in the moment. Like, people snap sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Some people, less than others, but some people when they snap. Now, because they're separating, I think divorce, is on the table. Pretty sure it is.
Sure.
Because that tells me this is a common occurrence, or like
oh yeah,
this has happened before.
Most
it's
of the
not
time,
like a one-time deal.
Most of the time it's not.
Yeah, exactly. But I also don't want to like stand on a soapbox and say, you know what, this will never happen to me. You never freaking know. Like I don't. Like I generally don't. Like obviously I can say that right now, genuinely. What he did, absolutely not acceptable, inexcusable, and I would never ever do that to someone. But what if I did, like, I just ended up doing something like that other people would think, oh my God, I would never do that. Like, you just don't know yourself until the situation hits. Like we don't even know where he is in his mind. We don't know where she is in her mind.
Yeah.
There's so many variables to trigger that. Now, again, in Steven's case, like I said, it's probably happened a few times.
Yeah, for sure.
In a one-time instance, I don't know. Who knows? Like some couples get in really freaking bad fights sometimes.
Yeah.
Like abuse, borderline abusive, sometimes very abusive arguments sometimes. And I've seen some couples prevail by going to counseling or whatnot, and I've seen some crumble. It really depends, but I never want to be too prideful to say this will never happen to me.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Not that I would, but I'm just saying, keeps me on my toes, I suppose.
Okay.
Just so I never feel like I'm in a space where I'm completely safe. I'm always trying to be better. I'm always trying to be careful of what I say, careful of what I do, because sometimes, like stuff comes out, and sometimes if it's not checked, then if I convince myself, actually, no, I'm better than that. That's not me. It's better than that. Instead of addressing the problem and why it happened, then sometimes that can lead to further altercation down the road.
I can see that. I'm really insecure. My biological dad was insecure as well, and I started seeing some of the same behavior patterns that he exhibited, and that does bug me a little bit. So I've been extra careful to try and work on those things,
right?
Because I know how bad it can get when you're married to someone like him.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that same person. So
right.
I see what you mean. I'm always trying to be aware of my issues and trying to work on them. I see them sometimes as they happen, which isn't a great thing. But when I see it happening, I can always try and take a step back. Like, okay, I can't do that again.
Yeah.
It's never been like anything physical, and I've never talked down to anyone I've dated. Ever. Like I don't think I even have that in me, bro. But I've been in relationships, and it's never been that kind of crazy issues.
Sure.
So I think it's a pretty safe bet that I'm not like abusive.
No, and my whole point is like obviously we never would, but
right.
Everyone says that about themselves.
Sure.
And really, it's kind of to reference, a few weeks ago when we were talking about therapy. Like we're all vulnerable to it still, even though we would never do it. At least in this time, in our mindsets, we're all still vulnerable to really big mistakes.
Yeah.
To really bad mistakes. That's life changing. It's like I can stand here and say, I will never be racist. I'm never going to be misogynist. I'm never going to be abusive. But like, wouldn't the majority of people already agree to that?
Right.
But it happens all the freaking time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you have to ask the question.
I think about that.
Why is that a thing?
Have you found yourself doing stuff that you said you wouldn't be doing that your parents did, and then you caught yourself doing it?
Could you elaborate?
Yeah. So okay, this is a quick example just off the top of my head,
Sure.
but there's a lot. My dad used to be. Now I'm talking about my adoptive father.
Yeah.
He used to be super impatient with us, and there were some times where he would go. If he got impatient with us, he'd be like, "Hello," like to your like yell, because it's something that's really easy. Or if you're not paying attention, he'll try to get your attention by "Hello," trying to, in a sense, I wouldn't say talk down, but that's just how he was. But as an adult, I used to work in a jail, and there's an inmate that when they come into the cell block, they're supposed to be patted down. And I was doing his paperwork real quick, and I said, "Hey, bro, stand right here." And then he kept like seeing one of his buddies and trying to come up and be like, "Hey, bro." And I was like, "Hey, bro, get back on the wall. I haven't patted you down yet." And then again, as I'm doing his paperwork, he walks off again. I was like, "Sir, stay right there on the wall," And then again, I'm almost done with this paperwork, and he walks off, and I was like, "Hello," and then he stopped, and he gave me a weird look, and like, "Bro, get on the," anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shoot, that's straight from my dad." Like, anything like that.
Let's see. Nothing that I said I'm never ever going to do this.
Yeah.
I may have. I didn't realize it, but like more like I'm just very similar to my mom, for instance. And like the same tendencies and same insecurities that she's had, like I have inherited one way or another. But also that tells me, I need to be better than, I need to be better. I want to be better. Like I want to better myself. But as far as like things that I think there are some things that, you know, like I would get mad at people for doing, like friends doing, but even though I would do it the same thing. So it's almost like hypocritical of me. But like, I'm starting to realize that's just human nature, you know, like we always want to be the perfect person in our minds, you know, like we always want to criticize every single person in the world because we would never be that way.
Yeah.
We would never say those things. We would never do that. Then you find yourself on a Ring camera video, you know, like 10 years later, and you're like, holy crap, how did I get here?
Yeah. I mean, sure. And maybe in some other area, I'll never be that bad where like, oh, shoot, I'm talking down to my wife.
Yeah, that's an extreme. Steven's an extreme.
Yeah,
but like,
absolutely.
You could end up getting, it's very possible you would end up being in a point in your life where like you do something that could be considered abusive.
Yeah.
And not even like realize it or not even register. And then convince yourself it's not. You know, and by telling yourself, oh, all these other people, I would never do that, that's also kind of reinforcing the you're better than that. So like it's all about humility, honestly. So that's just me though.
Yeah, no, I like that way of thinking. Another example, and I found myself doing this pretty recently, and it kind of shocked me. I hated it when my parents would always be like, you know, I'd say I'm tired when I'm younger, and like, oh, you're tired, you know, and they're in their 40s and 50s.
I hate that, yeah.
But I found myself doing that with, so I got my best friend and her husband, but then her husband's sister is like staying with them. She's like 15, and she'll start doing that where she's like, you know, man, I had a tough day today. And I'm like, you had a tough day today.
Right, yeah.
I was like, oh no, I hated it when my parents did that, or old people in general, they'd be doing that. But I found myself doing that too, and I was like, oh shoot, I gotta chill out on that, you know.
Right. I hate it when people are like, when you're going through something bad, someone in the room just has to come in and one-up you and every single, usually an older person.
No, I have that issue too, if I'm being honest with
really?
you. Yeah, if I'm being honest with some of my weaknesses.
Yeah.
And I caught myself talking to a buddy, and he told me his story. I can't remember what we're talking about, but I do remember that like he told his story. I was like, hey, bro, I'm not trying to one-up you here, but I do have a story that ties in what you're talking. I had to sit back and catch myself because I do that where they'll tell a story, and I you know, this may be a prideful part of me, but I'm sitting here thinking like I do have a better story than what they just told me. But this time I caught myself like, hey bro, I know sometimes I have a tendency to one up people in their stories, but I actually have a I have a story that fits with what you're talking about, and I think it's pretty funny.
Sure.
We just kind of went from there, and I don't know. What do you think? Did I handle that okay, or should I just not tell the story at all?
I think it's always wise to listen first.
Yeah, absolutely.
And speak later. So it kind of like sounds like what you did, but definitely like I always value just, and because I value when people do it for me, I very much try to just let someone literally finish everything they're going to say.
Yeah.
Even though, like, in the back of my head, just like everyone else, is like, I have something so much better to say. I need to say it right now. But, like, there's honor in respecting people.
I'm with you. And, like, okay, another example. Now, this isn't something that I don't think I picked up. I probably did, because we all probably picked up stuff when we were kids.
Yeah.
But I caught myself having a talk with a friend of mine, and I realized how much I interrupt. I was like, oh man, yeah. And I was like, dang it.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
Me too.
I was like, God dang, I got to stop that. Because, like, that's not, you know, like you said, like, it's a respect thing. It's an honor thing of just, like, letting the other person finish before. And a debate, like, you're both going to argue.
Right.
But you're right. Like, it's a thing to not talk over the other person.
That's a way to escalate. You know, you want to, when you're debating, you don't want to escalate anything. And the way to escalate it into an argument, debates are not arguments.
Right.
Arguments are when you're actually trying to prove a point and do it like aggressively, almost in a hostile way.
Yeah.
Like an actual debate, that's when you have two opposing views and you either try to persuade the other person into thinking what you're saying is true or better or whatever, or you're just trying to learn about the other person. You know, like, are you both trying to improve your own views?
Yeah.
And strengthen them. So yeah, dude, I interrupt people sometimes, and I know I'm doing it in the moment. And it feels like almost like a knee-jerk reaction sometimes. I catch myself a lot of the time, but like sometimes I will just like interrupt someone. There are some cases where like I need to interrupt someone because it's not going somewhere. Like I'll lead a group, for instance, and sometimes the conversation goes way overboard in a direction it's not supposed to. And sometimes in a most polite way, I'll be like, that's fascinating, moving on. Something like that, you know? But when it's like I'm talking with like friends or whatever, yeah, dude, like I find myself learning so much more just by shutting up. Like, you would not believe it. Like, in your head, you're like, I need to get this point across or else. But no, like, listen a little bit more, you know. Yeah. Let the people finish. And you actually might learn something about them. You might learn something about yourself just by letting them finish their thought. It's just kind of like, again, it's pride, I guess. Or it's eagerness and, impatience, whatever, whatever every human struggles with some more than others. But yeah, it's definitely something to work on because we're imperfect, dude. Always improving
100%.
myself.
I got so many issues. It's ridiculous. You don't even want to know. Yeah. I don't know. When did you start realizing you had those issues, especially like in it? Because I don't know. Do you consider yourself introvert?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you go from introvert to leading groups? And in this context, we are talking biblical stuff, right? Like a Bible
Correct.
Group, church
Which
group.
actually doesn't really have much to do with it.
No,
the reason being.
I was adding context for the people listening.
Sure. For context, yes, it is a Bible study.
Yeah.
But
so how do you go from introvert to like, okay, I have these issues leading a discussion.
I think
how to fix those?
I think a common misconception about introverts is that they don't like being around people. It's not true at all.
Oh, yeah, I got that wrong.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, I'm not a professional or anything, but like, especially since I have so many introverted friends, we actually love conversation and we love people. We enjoy smaller groups and we like more intimate groups.
Yeah.
For me, I like being around people who I know, like really well. It's kind of hard for me to meet new people. I'm very shy at first until like they laugh at one of my jokes.
Yeah.
I think we said it before. Like that's one of my ways of breaking ice and getting to know someone is by making a joke and seeing how they respond to it.
Yeah.
Either laugh at it or make fun of me or whatever. I don't care. That's my way of gauging people.
Right.
It's a litmus test, right? But like if I'm in a group of people that I know, really well and they all know each other and I'm super comfortable, like I have no problem going. I love hanging out with those people, However, I prefer to stay at home. Like I prefer my own place. That's how I recharge.
Yeah.
Just because I recharge at home doesn't mean I want to be at home all the time, though. I
Right.
actually get stir crazy just like anyone else, and I
yeah.
do want to go out and do stuff. I'm not the person to instigate doing things. Like, I'm not the person to say, let's go here, let's go there, then let's do this and this. I can usually only do one or two things a day, and then I'm, like, tuckered out. Extrovert people get recharged by surrounding themselves by people and meeting new people and doing all these activities. I can only do one or two things a day with people I really know. With a small group where people are coming in like in and out, new people every time, honestly, I kind of put on a target face. Like that kind of professional, not fake, but like a professional face. Like I'm leading this group, I'm taking that responsibility, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone to lead a group. And I'm actually, even though I'm introverted, I'm actually quite confrontational and I'm ready to step in when I need to. Just because I very much value people, I very much value conversation. And I think of it as an honor to lead that out, if that makes sense. So I don't have a problem helping that conversation lead on. And I feel like I have some interesting things to say, and I love hearing what other people have to say. It's just when, again, it's an intimate setting. That's what the Bible study is, really. It's a more intimate setting. It's not like a super big hangout group or whatever. Like we do hang out, but like it's mostly about coming together for something else. I don't like going to parties that much,
Gotcha.
To be honest.
Because he's been to a few of mine and he leaves like a minute in.
Yeah. I mean, like, to be honest, dude, it is like, I don't know how to describe it to you. It is like horrible anxiety. I mean, like, I try to stand my ground a lot of the time, but like most of the time, if I only know one person at the party and there's like 20 people, I'm like, I can't do this. Can't do it. I'm going to be miserable the whole time. I'm not going to be fun to be around. And I got something to do, like I'll find something to do. Not like lying, but like I'll prioritize something else.
Yeah.
Which I know is a crappy thing to do some people, but like legitimately I do care about the people, like who I know so much. I'm like, I just realized it was just us.
Yeah.
Or like a smaller group of people, where it's not like this performance I have to put on, there's party etiquette and there's things you have to do, things you can't do. I feel the same way about weddings, actually. I can't stand weddings because I usually only know the groom or the bride or no one.
Oh, man. Not at my wedding. At my wedding, you will know everybody.
Oh, that's sweet.
Well, no, you have left my party super early. I didn't take it personally or anything. I just
Sure.
and actually, I kind of picked up on like, this isn't his type of setting.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. I used to get super uncomfortable at parties.
Sure. It's not. It's generally like not because it's anyone's fault. It's
No. I know how you feel. I actually do because I used to be the same way. Because I used to think I was extroverted, and then introverted, and then I realized I was extroverted. I was like, oh man, like I hate being introverted.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like like you're always hanging out with people. You're always meeting people. You need that.
Oh, 100%.
And like,
go crazy.
I need people too, but in a totally different way.
I understand
It looks so different.
Yeah, no, I was definitely like, man, I need to get out of this house or I'm going to,
Yeah, exactly.
And it drives me crazy. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I can live introverted.
Sure.
But I do typically find that like I can't do that too long. I can do it like a day, and that's my recharge. My recharge is being home like one day, and then I'm out and doing something the rest of the time. So yeah, it's very rare I get drained like that.
I definitely don't. It's like I like being at my house, but I kind of make it a goal to do one thing a day.
Yeah,
at least with people, because I feel like I found that I'm actually very unproductive when I'm by myself. And I actually need people to rely on me to get things done, if that makes sense.
Dang.
Like if people rely on me to meet up with them somewhere or to finish a project or let's go like hang out at this place at this time with these people, could you be there? I'm like, absolutely. To me, that's like someone relying on me, that gets me productive, you know? But if I'm just like by myself with no plans or nothing, I don't actually make plans to go do anything. And I kind of sit there and do nothing. It's almost like I'm like a machine waiting orders, you know, or something like that, you know, just like waiting for input. Even though I'm recharging, it is rest for me. It still feels like so unproductive. But I know if I do too much or too many productive things, I'm going to get burnt out. And I won't want to hang out with anyone. Yeah.
Let me elaborate on that. You said responsibility.
That's what drives me, responsibility.
Bro, I got responsibility last week, and that drained my social battery.
Oh, yeah?
Because, and I mean, I say social battery. I don't know, mental energy, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
I was drained when I got the task done. And it was something simple. It's like, hey, can you ask all the male volunteers in this church event? Can you ask all the male volunteers to see who wants to come and do this?
Yeah.
And so I did that. And then I was like, we need people for these slots on these 2 days on this weekend. Yeah. And typing the message out, sending it to everybody. I got replies back. I was like, oh, shoot, I actually got to make the schedule.
Yep.
And then I made it. And then I was like, okay, I had to confirm the times people are going to this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And, I felt it wasn't that much work.
Yeah.
But I felt so drained after that. I was like, man, this was the hardest thing ever.
It is draining, but it's good for me. I know it's good for me deep down because it means I'm doing something and I'm helping people and people, you know, like see me in a different way maybe. And it's like building connections. That's just how I do things.
Yeah.
That's how I build connections. That's how I build relationships, by like doing things for people.
Do you want to handle my stuff anytime it comes my way? I'll just kick it to you and you do all the work for me.
Okay, I like all the videos.
Oh no, editing is fine. I like that because I like editing this stuff.
Oh yeah, for those who think, so like Caleb does edit all the videos. It's not that I can't. It's just that first of all, he loves doing it, but it's actually a good thing for me because my job requires me to edit a lot.
Yeah.
And I think I would generally like hate it if I had to edit this every week because I already have a lot to do and it would feel like a chore and I feel like I wouldn't give it my best.
I'm not going to lie. Editing is not my favorite thing to do, but like I know it needs to be done and it helps me stick onto a schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if I get lazy, then I'm going to miss deadlines.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I say deadlines like we're on a big time crunch all the time.
Oh, dude.
We do release every Sunday.
We need to post. We need another delay.
Yeah, I know.
2023.
I know. This is our last episode till 2024. It allows me to recharge my editing skills. Right. But no, I did tell you right on at the beginning. I want to make sure that I stay on the deadlines. It'd be nice to have an off week. I just know, like you said, you're busy, and I know you got stuff to do. Originally, we had somebody, you know this person, but they offered to edit for us, and I was like, I love you, bro, and I know he'd do a good job, and I think he'd do the first 3 episodes before he got busy.
That's exactly right. That's why I'm like, dude, we can't rely on anyone.
I know, exactly. We really can't.
Like, it's not because we don't trust anyone. It's just it's a lot of work. It generally is. It sounds...
And it's our show. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, it's our responsibility.
So, no, like, if you ever have a down week, obviously, I'll edit it no matter what. You know, like, I'll make sure that this goes through because I'm on this. But, like, another reason another thing that helped us, we actually chose to kind of keep this like a simple setup, almost intentionally, just so we don't get burnt out on it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't pour in way too much than we have.
I don't think I ever want to do video now. Just sitting here.
Yeah, honestly, dude.
Dude, just editing audio is so hard sometimes. And it's like, ugh. And I don't know how to bleep out curse words. So it's like, because I've never had to do it. And so.
Okay, but that's fun. I'll teach you that part.
No. We're a clean channel. Last time you cussed, I cut it out.
So, okay. Yeah. To be fair, I did it for the views.
Yeah, and I cut it out.
No more views. We could have gotten so many
Oh,
views.
we would not have. We would have been every other guy that runs a podcast. F-F-D-F-F. Yeah, I don't know. But I think we're doing a really good job, especially like me staying on top of editing. I'm really happy about that. Then you've been available every weekend almost. Mm-hmm. And we shoot like 3 or 4... Oops, I hit the mic again. We shoot every 3 or 4 episodes ahead of time.
Yeah.
That way we can, like, if we need an off week or 2 weeks. Over Easter, we were off for 2 weeks. And it was like, we had the episodes to take care of it. That's actually the real reason we missed Easter was because we ran out of backup videos.
No, because we believe in...
Oh, yeah, we believe in taking off on
Sabbath.
Not Easter because that's pagan. Yeah. Resurrection Sunday. I don't believe in the Easter Bunny. You can ask Eric about last time we had a therapist on. I think it's unhealthy to raise your kids to believe in Santa.
Honestly, no fat man in this joint. No.
Have you messed around with AI art at all?
Oh yeah,
dude.
I joined Midjourney like way back when it came out.
I just started Midjourney like a couple days ago, and I have been going crazy with it.
I'm addicted to it.
I might actually try to find ways to upload stuff. I like scary movies, and I love clowns. Yeah. So I typed in. I'll probably show you after the episode's over, and maybe I can put some of the pictures up on.
Sure.
As not in the thumbnail, but like in between.
Yeah.
No, here on the show.
Oh yeah.
Because you know how we have the logo up the whole time. I might try to change it to show you some of the art I've been making.
That's easy.
That'd be kind of cool. So, but anyway, I've been doing that, and I typed in like clowns playing poker. They're all cheating. Neon background and dark room.
Yeah.
And it popped up this beautiful picture of like all these creepy clowns you'd see in a movie playing cards, and they all got this crappy grin on their face, like they've been. And then I tried to do one where you ever watch like scary Ring camera footage?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
do you watch Mr. Nightmare?
I love Mr. Nightmare. I love scary stuff.
Dude, I love that stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, in a lot of Mr. Nightmare's videos, he shows like real footage of people that trying to break into a house and they get caught on Ring camera. So on AI art, I was like, a man looking through Ring camera, pale face, dead eyes, mouth agape with like no facial expression.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite pick up what I was going for, so it picked up a doorbell camera with a guy's head sticking through it. I was like, this isn't quite what I had in mind, but I appreciate the effort, Midjourney.
I can't show you the audience, but actually all my phone backgrounds are AI art.
That's awesome.
And then like when you unlock it, it's a different one.
Yeah.
So like I have like different backgrounds for it, but like, yeah, dude, I use it for just because like, we're all creative in our own way. I like, like I have, I'm in my mind so much, and I like thinking up, imagery and worlds. I'm a visual person. I'm just not an artist.
Yeah.
And it really sucks that I can't like actually show people what I'm thinking, especially for like, when I'm playing D&D or something. Like, actually a project I'm working on right now is I'm making a cool like TV show intro for my next D&D session, and I'm using AI art, and I'm going to like,
this is what's coming at you.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah.
That to me is like, thank God someone thought of that. Like, I cannot believe that's a real thing that's in our generation. Like we have access to.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very scared of AI art because like, where does creativity go? I'm like, I don't know about you guys. I'm using it to enhance or like to share creativity.
And look, the people that like to draw can still draw. We're not taking their jobs from them, not yet at least. But like the people that like to draw can still draw.
Sure.
So they can still design stuff until companies start picking up AI instead of people to draw logos and whatnot. Sure, that'll suck.
Yeah.
But right now they still have jobs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think people got up in arms because AR won an award, or one of the pieces was like, okay, I can see that maybe a little bit, but like, I don't know. It's just, people just have to get used to it. People have to elaborate. Like, people have to adapt to it, and like regulation has to come in. Obviously, like we were talking about with the AR art.
Yeah, I just designed my next tattoo. So when I go to Minnesota with my mom, I'm dropping her off at the convention. I won't see her the whole weekend.
Dude, there's so many uses for it.
I just designed my tattoo, and I'm getting the next one. I'm excited for it. So it's probably going to cost an arm and a leg, but that's where it's going. Either my arm or my leg. So. All right,
you want to put it in the arm, dude. Who's going to see your leg?
I know. No, all my tattoos are on my arm. And like I might do something for my back, like if there's a beach day.
Sure.
Or a shoulder, but I'm not doing a full back tattoo. Because I like scratching my back, and I can't do it if I got a tattoo. I will tear it up.
Right.
So, all right, Shaps, you ready for the big surprise reveal food item that we're going to be eating today?
All right, audience. You can see the title, like Caleb said. I don't know what this is. Leave a comment if you think I'm going to hate this or really hate this.
Yeah, this is your... Pause the video. Type in the comment right now. Yay or nay, is he going to like this item? Okay, you got the description in the title. You know exactly what it is. I want to know now. Do you think he's going to like it? Put in your predictions. All 10 of you that are listening right this second. Stop the video. Type it in. I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
All right. Here I go. I'm going to go grab it. Give me 1 second.
All right. Doo-doo.
Oh, he's closing his eyes. Keep them closed.
Yeah.
Don't look.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
I hear spoons or something.
In 3, 2, 1, open your eyes. Look at what's in front of you.
Oh, no. No.
Dude. All right, guys. For since there's no video except for the clip I'm gonna put on YouTube, this is ranch flavored ice cream by the brand Van Leeuwen.
Hidden Valley.
It is Hidden Valley branded ranch French ice cream.
Limited edition. Thank God. They already knew this wasn't going to work.
Okay. This came out, I think, like March 24th, 26th. I couldn't find it, dude, because it came out for National Ranch Day, and I couldn't find anywhere. And a couple days ago, I was going to the store, and I just peeked my head around a random Walmart, and I was like, here it is. And I found just enough for us, buddy. He's trying to open it. Hold on, before
you didn't even open it yet.
No, I don't even want to taste it yet until I got you here with it. Okay, prediction, Shaps. Do you think this is going to be good? Do you think it's going to be sweet, or do you think it's going to be frozen ranch?
I think... Hold on. Hold on. Let me process this for a second. First of all...
Just look at it.
I'm pretty sure... like a few episodes ago, Kayla was like, oh, look at this. This looks disgusting. I'm like, we're never going to have that. Sure enough.
I found it.
Ever since 2008, when Van was born out of a yellow truck on the streets of New York City, we've been making good ice cream from good ingredients that makes you feel good. After all, happiness is healthiness, and nothing makes us happier than this Hidden Valley Ranch ice cream. Hidden Valley is more than America's favorite ranch dressing. It's a way of life. It goes with just about everything. Pizza, carrots, French fries, but it's never tried to go with ice cream until now.
And it probably still shouldn't.
I don't know,
his
man.
face, guys. If you could see his face, he's so upset about this.
I don't know.
All right, okay. but whatever you commented and voted doesn't count yet, okay? Because he might try it and love it. The first thing I want to comment on is the logo, the color of the container. It is 100% looks just like the bottle of ranch.
No, they did not try to hide it.
No.
There's the rolling hills. There's the green everywhere. It says ranch on it. Hidden Valley Ranch.
All right, so here, there's another little description you missed. May I read this one?
Of course.
Why French ice cream? Eggs. Plenty of them, turns out. When you use twice as many eggs yolks as standard ice cream, you have to call it French ice cream. Fine by us. Because whether it's using more eggs or having to legally change our name, we'll do anything to make the best ice cream on earth. Because a life without anything good is bad. French ice cream. Okay, I was just saying, why is it French ice cream? So it has to do with the amount of yolk you put in. Well, when you peel the lid off, okay. Oh, you already did. So hold on. When you peel the lid off, there's this. Oh, dang. It says, "Dang, it was cold in there." I didn't curse. Ha. No, it says the D word. It was cold in there.
What?
It has
Where?
A life without anything good is bad. It's
got I got something different. It says, "Dear mouth, enjoy. Sincerely, Lid."
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
A life without anything good is bad.
Van Leeuwen is creative. I like it. All right, that's the protective seal on it. All right, here we go. Take the seal off. Oh man!
God! It's in the ice cream now. What?
Oh, it smells just like ranch, dude. Oh, that smells bad. That smells horrible. Now I'm getting scared to try it. Why are you hiding your face, Shaps?
Dude, no.
You have to give it a taste. You just got to... I know you're not going to eat the whole thing.
You jerk. Earlier you're guilting me about like, Shaps would always try anything I give him. He would never cut the episode up. And...
Am I emotionally abusive? Did I just say I did, did I just do something I said I'd never do? You just have to taste it. That's all. That's all you got to do is give it a taste. Come on, for the view.
You act like you're not part of this.
Guys, I need people to start chanting, do it. Type it in the comments.
Oh, God.
He's going to take the bite.
This is disgusting.
Oh, hey, one thing I do like is, like, even though I put it in the freezer for a week, it is easy to scoop.
I can smell it from here.
Yeah, it has that odor. Okay, it says it goes good with pizza and carrots. Does it go good with ice cream?
I don't even like ranch.
Really? That's a whole nother topic. You don't like ranch?
Well, I mean, like, I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of eating something healthy, but... Okay.
But if you put it on pizza, that's not healthy. In
True.
fact, it's even worse for you.
It's very
and now it's in our favorite treat. So, you ready? I'm gonna let you. No. Come on, you gotta taste it. You can't hold your
will.
nose.
What?
That ruins
It's
the
not
taste.
the rule.
It's gonna hurt the taste. You just gotta taste.
You're gonna dilute the beautiful
Yes,
flavor.
you have to taste one bite. All right, I'm gonna let you do the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Don't curse.
No. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You know?
No, shut up. Don't go. You know it's not that bad.
No. Hold on.
Oh my god, that's awful.
It tastes like ranch,
That's awful.
but
That's disgusting. That's exactly what I thought it was going to taste like.
no. I mean, it's got
No. When you really think about it, shut up.
It's got the ranch flavor, but I actually think I might go for a second bite. Hold on. Now, will it gross you out to watch me eat
Take
it?
mine. God almighty.
Oh, I don't want yours. All right.
I bet he swapped out with vanilla ice cream. I wasn't looking.
You want to try mine and see? I took off the same foil. Dude.
Oh my gosh.
No, hey, it grows on you.
Shut up.
I'm being serious.
No, you're not.
Dude,
I hate this.
This is actually not bad.
I hate you so much. This is it. This is the controversy. This is it. This is where we live. Caleb didn't really do anything to piss me off. Yeah, no. This is it.
Guys, I like this.
How? It's still in my mouth.
It's sweet.
Not sweet. It's disgusting.
No, it's got the ranch flavor, but it's a sweet ranch. You know what I mean? And
It's just
a
regular
soft, delicious
Hidden Valley
ice cream.
Ranch. You just put it in your mouth.
It's a soft, delicious ice cream.
It's basically drinking the freaking bottle, dude.
But it's got the sweetener in it.
No, it doesn't. It's there for like a second. And then it's just ranch.
Guys, this is bite number 3. And I'm probably going to eat this whole container.
Good. Thank God.
I'm not eating yours.
I hope this never comes back. Good God.
Well, I'll never make you try it again. Guys, I'm sorry. This is kind of tasty. It's growing on me. I'm not going to lie to you. I dipped my carrots in this. Guys, hats off to Van Leeuwen. Hats off to that guy. He really knows what he's doing. Blending the strong, bold taste of ranch with sweetness of ice cream. I'm not going to lie. I actually kind of like it. Now, granted, this wouldn't be my first choice to get every single time. You know what I mean? In fact, it'd be pretty low on the tier of choices that I'd want. Yeah. So it's good. It is limited edition for a good reason. But if someone were to hold a gun to my head and say, you better eat this, I'd be like, yes, sir, because I've had it before and it's not the worst thing I've ever tasted.
And I'd be in the back like, no, he likes the stuff. He likes it.
Well, I think it's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd never lie to our audience.
I need something to actually...
He's gonna eat the pecans I brought. Yeah. Guys, we had a great episode. I hope you liked the discussion today. I hope you enjoyed watching us try to hurt our taste buds. Once again, my iron gut has carried me through the ages, and it will for many more. Chaps, any final thoughts on the show as a whole? Let's not talk about the ice cream anymore. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, thought the show was great. Until a certain point.
Yeah. All right, guys. You guys have a great week. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. We will see you next time. I'm also going to move everything to YouTube podcast. I think that'd be cool. See if that helps with stuff. We'll see.
See what happens.
Yeah, I might do both. I might upload it as a video and on podcast. Who knows? Anyway, guys, have a great week. See y'all next time.
See you guys.
Bye.